Hello, friends. Welcome to Conversations with Deepak. My guest today is Prashant Khandelwal, the CEO of upcoming hardware fittings brand Heppo, which is being much talked about these days. When was Heppo set up? Or who's behind this company?
I just tell you about Heppo India Private Limited was basically is established as Heppo VB Fasteners India Private Limited. The company realized over the period of time that there is a lot of opportunity available not only in screw space but also in furniture fitting space. So somewhere in August of 2017, the company name got changed and we transformed ourselves as Heppo India Private Limited. As far as who are behind the company, let me tell you, this is the company is basically a subsidiary of Heppo Investments Netherlands. And Heppo Investment Netherlands basically is a joint venture company between Hetic Germany and Mr. Soroush Poddar. Mr. Poddar is basically one of the promoters, is basically the promoter of the companies like Adventis, Juari Agro, Juari Global, and Jumble Fertilizers for that matter. Heppo is primarily is in position to offer, good quality products at affordable price, I would say. And primarily that is on account of two fronts. One, our knowledge about the furniture fitting domain. And second is our ability to buy economically viable capacities worldwide, on long-term basis.
What are the key product categories that Heppo deals in? And what is the depth of each of these categories in terms of SKUs? And how rapidly are you rolling out new products?
Heppo currently has a very impressive product portfolio in its armory, I would say. Currently, we can categorize into two. First is furniture fittings, and I said second is screws and fasteners. As far as furniture fittings is concerned, we have got a range of products. To name a few, I would say hinges. We've got all the three variants, which is slide on silent, and clip on. Similarly, as far as telescopic channel is concerned, we have got both normal as well as silent telescopic channel in zinc as well as black versions. Then we have got gas pumps, which are used for overhead cabinets. We have got low priced multi-purpose locks. We have got bathroom accessories. We have got butt hinges, both in riveted as well as welded version. We have got bed fittings. We have got aluminum profiles, which are at a very attractive price points. Then we have got range of handles. We have got tower bolts in all the three variants, which is aluminum, SS, and brass. We have got wire baskets. We have got bifold lift up, and lot of connecting fittings which are used in furniture fitting industry. And going to the second part, which is the screw part, I would say the unique advantage which we have in our screw is basically that our screws are saw threaded screws. So this gives an advantage to the end customer in terms of usability. So he does not need to make any hole, pre-drill hole for that matter. Because of the unique advantage of saw threaded, it can easily penetrate into the substrate. And as far as portfolio is concerned, we have got black anodized screws, we have got drywall screws, we have got chipboard screws in zinc, we have got self-drilling screws, we have got SDS with hexagonal head, handle fixing, SS screws, both magnetic and non-magnetic. So if you ask me in terms of the number of SKUs put together in furniture fitting, it would be around 200. And as far as screw is concerned, close to 350. Our company adheres to a very high level of international quality standards. For example, our telescopic runner, which we offer, are tested and certified for 40,000 cycles and are 24-hour salt spray test. Likewise, our cabinet hinges are certified for 24-hour salt spray test, 20,000 cycle passed, and is also EN 15570 level 1 certified. That means conforms to the European standards. And also we have got like gas springs, which we are using in overhead cabinetries, is 50,000 cycle passed. again certified by SGS, Switzerland. So I would say the quality control, which we follow largely takes place at our state-of-art quality testing lab, which help us to deliver very exceptional products at a reasonable price points for our end customers. So when I say so, that this helps us to deliver an outstanding product at a price which beats generally preferred Chinese pricing and at unmatched quality. I'm saying a customer can imagine you are getting a product as good as Chinese prices, but the quality is far, far superior. In the furniture fitting space, it is important that you keep on adding new and new products onto your portfolio. This helps the customers and the trade fraternity to get a one-stop solution for all his needs. As the company is quite aggressive, so we keep on adding at least 2 to 3 new products every quarter. Just to give you a glimpse in terms of during COVID times, we have added products like silent telescopic channel, we have added gas springs, we have added bifold, lift up, we have added Rastex, and lots of joinery fittings, levelers, etc.
Where are these products being manufactured or sourced from? And how resilient is your supply chain?
HEPO products are being produced in various locations worldwide. For example, our bathroom accessories are being produced at Hetic India, Vadodara factory. Likewise, we procure screws from Taiwan, and few of our goods are also being bought from China as well. So we are also exploring to source goods from Far East European countries as well. HEPO is building a global sourcing network. So we are not only limiting ourselves to A or B or C country for that matter. We are saying that we are quite open to different parts of the world. So different countries have a different production capabilities. You can find, for example, very competitive multi-purpose locks in different countries like Malaysia for that matter. And in order that our customers get the best quality products, we ensure that we only accept the products which have undergone a very rigorous quality testing. We all know we are in today's competitive world. The supply chain is the backbone of any business and is one of the most important functions of any organization, which was not that important earlier. Let me be very honest with you. That was always at the little bit at the fagger end. So earlier it was sales and marketing and stuff like that to begin with, and then supply chain. But supply chain has really surpassed all those functions, because any company has to be successful, it has to have a very robust supply chain. So as you also aware that in the raw material, which in our case is basically the metal, and the metal prices have shot by almost 50 to 70% in last 6 to 9 months. Moreover, there has also been an increase on account of the freight cost and also on the currency fluctuations. So as far as we are concerned, during these times of pandemic and disruption, when most of the companies have got impacted on account of supply chain to a very large extent, so I have no hitch in saying that yes, to an extent, we have also got little bit impacted. And that is primarily because of multiple factors. First is, the strong demand coming from US and Europe. Secondly, non-availabilities of cargo ships and vessels. And thirdly, of course, the limited capacity available because of the demand hike in western part of the world, which has really impacted the supplies for that matter. We follow a very robust supply chain, that we maintain a sufficient quantities of the goods, which has helped us during the time of crisis. And moreover, just to give you the flavor, we carry somewhere around 90 to 120 days of inventory at our warehouse. 30 days is generally material in transit, which is more in terms of the pipeline, and rest is production planning. So we have got a huge pipeline of goods available with us. So this helps or insulate us from supply line failures. And moreover, just to add, we always have one step ahead in terms of understanding the requirements of the customer. So we keep a very, very close track on the forecast being provided by our OEM partners and distributor friends. So we keep that thing in mind while planning our goods, so that the situation of stock out can be avoided to a very large extent. And we have been successful, I would say, in that regard.
Please tell me how you have positioned the Heppo brand in terms of market segment and in comparison to your competitors. Also, what is the value proposition of the brand and what types of customers are you trying to attract?
If we really look at the furniture fitting pyramid in India, the top end is being catered by the European brands, the very top end of the market, brands like Hettich, Heffley, etc., which are already there in that particular segment. Then there is a mid-end Indian market, and the last is the low price so-called Chinese brands available in the country. Okay, so I would say Hippo is primarily into the mid-end of the market. Okay, when I say so, it operates in the mid-price segment with a very strong value for money proposition. And it has limited but very specific product portfolio for the mass market. So we are saying that we still have huge, but still very specific for the mass market. And the key focus of Hippo is to deliver quality goods at right price points at your doorsteps. So our company basically primarily operates in the mid-price hardware segment through a robust B2C model with a skew towards B2B model. 4 wheels, on which the entire this chariot of Heppo is moving on, I would say, is basically distribution. Secondly, our OEM partners. Third is our export business. And fourth is digital, what we call online platform. And this is very important during these COVID times and pandemic times. We have all understood the importance of online. As far as value proposition is concerned, we are clear. We say that we offer local and global products to customers engaged in furniture fitting industry. So we want to expand our distribution network many of folds in order to ensure that our presence is in the remotest possible part of the country. Through these distributors, we also want to deliver our products to the retail outlets and the hardware counter. And we are targeting somewhere close to more than 20,000 outlets, in the process. Secondly, we talked about OEM, to ensure large OEM or industrial customers, if you really ask me, buys our products directly from us. This helps them in getting a good quality product at reasonable price delivered at their doorsteps, which helps them in reducing their inventory carrying cost and also helps them in solving the problems of the sourcing needs, which is very challenging these days. As I said, capacities are available is limited, so it's always a challenge while you are sourcing the goods. Thirdly, as I told you about the exports, we are expanding our global footprints by initially catering to Southeast Asia, followed by Middle East, and then Africa. And we also intend to enter into European markets going forward. As I said, we have already started, supplies to a lot of countries. For example, we have started supplies to Dubai. We have started to Australia. We have started supplies to Bangladesh, Nepal, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, etc. So to name these few, and the good part is that customers are really very happy, and we are getting repetitive orders from those customers. And the fourth point, which I referred to you, is digital. So we intend to add new micro, websites or e-commerce platforms. Just to name a few, we have added a website, or it's called handlesfor99.com, wherein a customers can get handles at an extremely competitive price point. As the name suggests, handlesfor99.com. So it is in a multiple of 99 only. So technically you can get a wow handle at a very, very attractive price points. And similarly for B2B, online platform on Heppo India also. So we are ensuring that where our distributor friends are not available at this point of time, still customer can log in, can place the order, and we can service through the nearest location or can service the party directly.
What is your proposition for dealers and distributors? How are you making it very rewarding for them to deal with HEPO?
So HEPO is one of the best bets for the distributor partners to get associated with and to increase not only their turnover, but also their profitability as well. Also, more and more hardware as well, retailers or in furniture fitting industry wants to get associated with a distributor who can give them a one-stop solution, because nobody wants to deal with multiple partners, so-called, if you can get a solution at one stop or one shop only. So further, competitive pricing is also helping that end customers are getting attracted and are willing to buy goods from those retailers, and in turn the retailers wants to buy the goods from the distributors. Okay, so we also are providing marketing supports to our channel partners. This can be in form of many. First, it is more of signages. So we want, since we are in the still process of building our brand in the country, so you will be seeing a lot of glow sign boards, flanges, retailer boards being placed across the length and breadth of the country. We have also a concept called pilot salesmen, because at the end of the day, we believe in the model wherein the real consumption has to happen. So we do not want to just dump the stocks to the distributor friends. We want the secondary sales to also happen. So for that matter, we have provided them with the additional arm in the form of pilot salesmen who is doing the secondary sales. So technically, we are not only selling the goods, we are also helping them to liquidate their goods and in the process can make money. One thing more I would like to tell you here, there's always a question which comes from the distributor friends that if we are not able to sell the goods, what happens, or what you will do as a company. So we are very clear. If distributor is not able to liquidate the stock, or for whatever reasons he say that I don't want to continue, we help them to liquidate the stocks either locally or we will take back the material. So technically speaking, the distributor is at no risk. So, it is like you are doing the business, but still not your capital is at risk. Your risk would be in terms of offering the credit to the retailers. That is the only risk you have, but no risk as far as the goods lying at your warehouse for that matter.
How large is the HEPO network at the moment in terms of dealers, distributors, your warehouses and your offices? And in which regions are you offering channel partnerships as of now?
See, as I said, we currently are in the process of building a very strong distribution network. We have close to 200 distributors already who are working with us on pan-India basis, right from Kashmir to Cochin, and for that matter, Rajkot to even Guwahati. So we have got a penetration by and large in every state for that matter. But yes, we want to double it from the existing level. Every distributor has 30 to 50 odd retailers associated with them. So in the process, we have got more than close to 6,000 retailers currently with us on pan-India basis. And as far as our warehousing is concerned, we have got a mother warehouse in Bhiwandi in Mumbai. We do have offices in all major cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Kolkata, etc. We are quite open to get associated with the right channel partners who have hunger for growth and have delivery infrastructure along with retail network, which is a must in our business. And also we will prefer people from hardware, furniture fittings or building material space. Like I said, we want to double our existing distributor network. So we intend to close it to 400 distributors on full throttle basis.